Hey everybody, this is your Unit 2 overview video, and this unit is going to be all about poetry. So first I'll give you a little tour of just like what the next few weeks are going to look like for us, and then I'll show you some other stuff, including how to like fill out the worksheet, which we'll get to it. So our second unit is all about poetry, and I know a lot of you are probably going like, oh God, why? But I think you'll find it might be a little bit different than how you may have been taught poetry in the past. And, that's kind of my goal here, is to show you less of what like the history of poetry is, like, oh, here's what Shakespeare's sonnets are like, or here's what romantic poets were writing in the 1850s or something like that. I really like poetry. I stay on top of it. I read it. That didn't happen to me until long after I got out of school, actually. I remember hating poetry class in both undergrad and grad school. And I think one of the reasons for that is they give us just like this like really old or complex stuff, and it felt completely, disengaged from my life. But if you read like new stuff that is by people who are living in a similar world as us, right? Like with, not in the 1850s, it can be a lot more relevant. And also, it's not all written like a song anymore. Like, it's not all these rhyme schemes and all of that. I think it's a little bit easier and more intuitive to understand these days. I'm not saying there isn't complexity that you'll have to kind of untangle, but give it a go. All right. If you're feeling walled off and annoyed about this, just go with it. You have to do it, so just see what you can make of it. So but yeah, I have a reading poetry for link for you, another video that is going to show you like kind of steps for how to do it, because I always thought that was another thing that sucked about poetry, is I never knew when I was done reading it, like, do you read it once, whatever. So definitely watch that video as well. It'll be helpful in both reading poetry, obviously, for this week, but also writing about it in the future. So please do check that out. So yeah, this first week is week 4. I've got your to-do list here. Really the big thing is to watch these videos and then read all the poems in the poems document. So I have this poems document here for you. This is a collection of poems. I haven't updated this in a little while, but I still really like all of these, so sometimes it's hard to update. Oh, it's taking forever to load. But so this isn't like something necessarily from the textbook. It's poems that are either stone cold classics, like Wild Geese by Mary Oliver here, or kind of newer stuff with different, more experimental structure and that kind of thing. So I think the oldest one on here is Let It Go by E.E. Cummings. There's also this one that's Dylan Thomas, just because it's kind of fun. But yeah, so week 4, you do need to read all of the poems in this document. I forget exactly how many of them there are, but you should read all of these. And again, watch that reading poetry video. It's going to give you like a strategy to do that, so that it's not just like, well, do I read everything once or whatever. So this week you are supposed to read all of these poems on this document. Now remember, if you would like to annotate, or you have trouble reading this on D2L, if you have some sort of like reader app, like if you have Kindle app, you can download on your phone like just a PDF or the file of this, and then open it in the Kindle app, and that actually lets you annotate and read maybe a little, have a less weird reading experience. So just know that even if you can't print this out, you can still annotate, and you can still like have a nice time reading it. So read all of these poems. I'm going to remind you a few different times that for your essay, you need to choose to write about one of the poems on this document. I always have a couple of people in these online classes that choose like some other random poem. That's not what we're doing here. So we're reading this specific group of poems together, and there's going to be a discussion later. So you should read these poems, and you should write your essay about one of these poems. Okay, pick your favorite. If you need help picking, let me know. But just, yeah, you got to pick one from this document. Otherwise, I might make you redo it. So yeah, so read something from, pick something from this document to write about. You do not have to choose that this week. So just read them. And then, maybe next week, see what sticks with you. And yeah, so the big thing this week is to read the poems and also read the essay instructions. I do have a whole other video about the essay instructions themselves that I think we'll look at. That is, I've put it in week 6 because that's the week your essay is due. So just read the instructions this week, read the poems this week, start kicking around what you might want to write about, and just kind of give yourself a good understanding of where we're going with this. Yeah, and then you have a discussion board, the unavoidable online class discussion board there for you. Week 5, so next week, you got to respond to somebody's discussion board. I've also got some essay structure links here for you. So remember, I'm not making you buy the book. So these links are kind of taking the place of the textbook for like the kind of administrative side of this with essay structure. So please do. These are all links from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill's Writing Center, and I think they're really good. I use this site a lot, and just so you know, also if there are other things that you need help with when it comes to writing, clicking on this tips and tools section gives you all sorts of other stuff. So I've linked to some of these to you, but not everything, obviously, but just like know that it's here. Like if you ever have to write a cover letter, or you have ADHD, or you need to write a letter of recommendation, whatever, it has like all sorts of cool stuff, procrastination, semicolons, all sorts of stuff. So feel free to check that out. It's a great resource, but I do ask you to specifically read the ones that are here, and that'll help set you up. That'll help set you up to write your essay in a way that is going to maximize your points and fulfill the assignment. Okay, so there's all that stuff. So I also have in week 5 for you, I've created some, this is just a list of terms. So poetic elements for free verse contemporary poetry. This is like a secondary literary toolbox document, which I hope you're familiar with from the last unit. And it's like, it's just like different words. So having words for stuff is helpful because it lets us talk about it, right? So if you are going to analyze a poem, you want to be able to talk about the imagery in it. You might want to be able to talk about the line breaks. You might want to be able to talk about the tone. So having these terms just kind of standardizes how we talk about things so that we can communicate effectively about it. So take a look at that. It's nothing super crazy, but it is stuff that you will see a lot in contemporary poetry that's kind of different from old-timey poetry. So this is stuff for free verse, and free verse just means it doesn't rhyme or have a certain meter rhythm to it. Okay, so check that out. Again, it's designed to help you fill out your worksheet here and complete your essay. So you also have a poetry analysis worksheet too. Here's what this is just the assignment folder. Here's what the worksheet looks like, and there are different ways that you can go about this. I'll show you in just a second. The goal of this worksheet is to help you start to help you get an overall good feel of your poem that you've chosen, and to help you start breaking it down and analyzing how the different parts of it work together. So I used to feel like, ew, gross, worksheet, we're in college, what are you doing, give me a worksheet. But this is, they're pretty helpful, and in the feedback I asked for at the end of the semester, people tend to say, oh, hey, the worksheets were actually really helpful. So the point of this is to help you out. It is a general worksheet. It's not just specific to your poem. So, some questions may not apply to your poem. Probably it's going to have a title, right? Yeah, something about perspective, it's probably going to have a setting, whether that's vague or really clear, that kind of thing. So this is designed to help you out. going to go ahead and give you a rundown of how to work this worksheet. So one of the ways to do that would just be to print this off. I have not put a whole lot of spaces in here for you, and so if you print it off, you might want to add some space here. The reason I haven't put space is because a lot of people fill this out online instead of like a hard copy, and putting in a lot of extra spaces ahead of time makes it weird. It just makes a lot of weird spacing and formatting things occur later on. So just if you're printing it out, just know it's not adequately spaced out for that, and you might need to go in there and throw some spaces into it. So if you are going to get this, if you're going to do this by hard copy, you're going to go up here to, and it'll look different for you. Here, let me put it on student mode. All right, poetry. Here's a worksheet. Yeah, same thing pretty much. You can go up here, no, not post to course homepage, and click download, and it will download the worksheet. The worksheet is in a Word document, so it's not a PDF. Like you can, once you download it, you can edit it. So if you download it, if you have Word on your computer, like you have the app downloaded, I have the fancy desktop version of Word because I'm at my office and they give us that. But if you, let's see, I wonder if I can move that. No. But so you can, then if you have Word on your computer, you can just like, so, you know, enter this stuff here. Sometimes people have like put their, responses in a different color. Just to make it easier to read, you're more than welcome to do that. It is several pages, so sometimes that can help kind of break it up, and you don't have to go through this in order. So, you know, but if you don't have Word on your computer, it'll still like download it, right? But you will, when you can't see it because I've got my screen stuck for this video, you go up here, I'm over here on the far left, I'm going to go up here to File. I'm going to click on File. I'm going to click on Save As. Hopefully it looks the same for you. I'm going to do Save As, move my little thing here. And then I'm going to choose to upload it to Northeast State OneDrive. So if you click on that, you know, just, you know, save it to your documents. And then what you can do, leave that alone. And then what you'll be able to do from there is go to your Northeast State, either your Word account or just so you can go through Word from in your email, or you can go to your dashboard, Office 365 portal, and look. So they're highly featuring all of the, you know, AI stuff, and obviously I use it for random things. So if you go, so this is your Office 365, they're like, oh, hey, AI Copilot here. If you go down here to OneDrive, it'll pull up all of your most recent stuff. Like here's my random recent stuff. So yeah, you can do it like that. Last way, let's see, that you could, get it to the right page. You could do this, you could download it, or you could even just like highlight all of this and copy and paste it into a Google Doc or something. The formatting might be weird with that, just because it's, if you're highlighting and pasting from this page, you're not actually like highlighting the real document. You're just like, it's like still a D2L page. So the formatting might be weird. Again, I don't really care what it looks like as long as it's readable. And I do ask you not to use AI to fill out this worksheet. And that's on the assignment as well. Again, refresh yourself of the AI course policies, which are here under course info. So don't use AI on this one. It does have the plagiarism checker enabled. So that's your week 5. Week 6, I've got a video for you about the instructions, and you're going to write your essay pretty much. Like, so the weeks that we turn in, like that you have to turn in your essay, that's pretty much all you do. Like I don't try not to load you down with other little random things to do that week. So yeah, that's our unit here. I also have an example essays tab. I need to go and put more on this because, you know, looking at what other people have done is really useful, I think. And you can see how different some of them are, and you can see how, like, you know, interesting some of them are. So yeah, everything that's under here may not have gotten like 100, but it will have gotten an A. So yeah, I will put more examples up there for you as we go along. But yeah, that's our poetry unit. I hope you enjoy it as much as you can. And yeah, so that's what it looks like. Yeah, so shoot me a message if you have any questions. I hope you guys have a great week.